2-1. He gets one in the air to deep left field. Back toward the corner goes Thomas. Right back near the wall. It's out of here! Grand slam, Pete Alonso!
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best of New York Mets sports talk and entertainment. Didn't say I was going to do a lot of Met videos. Didn't say I was probably doing once a week, but I had to do a video today because, of course, the Mets got shut out last night by the Dodgers in Chavez Ravine 2-0. It's the first time they've been shut out all season. They were the only team in baseball that had not been shut out yet. So you know what? It's going to happen. You hope that it doesn't happen as often, but it is going to happen every once in a while. So you know what? We got it out of the way. I wanted to do the video because, of course, Francisco Lindor hurt his finger in the door of the hotel. And, you know, it's something we've all done. It's something that if you live long enough, you're going to pinch your finger in the door. I just thought it was funny that he said, I ran around the room for like 3 minutes. I didn't want to look at it. I felt like my finger had a heartbeat, which always happens. And the finger got swollen. And so it's his right middle finger was swollen. The nail bed was blackened. He said the injury affected his ability to throw and grip the bat, but he doesn't expect to miss more than a day. Even Buck Showalter kind of just says he's considering that he considered using Lindor as a designated hitter yesterday, but decided to sit him. And even he said at one point in time, Buck, that he felt like he was going to give Lindor a day off either way. So you know what? I'm not saying it's a blessing in disguise because you don't want to have someone get injured by, you know, something freakish like that. You know, Lindor's been playing well of late. He's been playing fantastic. He's been driving the team. He's the straw that stirs the drink, going back to Darryl Strawberry. But you know what? You hope he's got a speedy recovery. You hope the worst case scenario is that he's going to be out of the field for a couple more games. But we do need his bat in the lineup. I think we showed yesterday that, you know, like I said, the Mets really had no answers yesterday for the Dodgers pitching, as well as the Mets staff has pitched as being as short-staffed as they are. The Dodgers are just better in reference to pitching. It's just a fact. It's not a slight against the Mets. They just have a better pitching staff. Tony Gonsolin, of course, has a 1.80 ERA entering into the day. And, you know, they got two other studs sitting in that rotation as well. But you know what? It snapped their 6-game winning streak. The Mets, they're still 35-18. They were shut out for the first time, like I said. And every other team in the MLB has been shut out at least once this season. You got even Starling said it best. You got to give them credit. We should give credit to ourselves for going more than 50 games without getting shut out. You know what? That's the half glass full mentality, and I like that. Would Francisco have helped? Sure, I think he would have. But you know what? You can't put that all on him, you know, not being there. You got to remember the Dodgers, who, again, own the best record in the National League at 34-17. Walker, to me, provided the Mets. You know, Walker is one of those guys. I always have high hopes when he's out on the mound, but you always have him. You always have a thought or feeling in the back of your mind there's going to be an implosion somewhere. But again, he pitched well. He gave up 2 earned runs on 7 hits on 5 2/3 innings. It was his 7th time in 8 starts this season that he's allowed 3 runs or fewer. So you know what? We just have to move on. We have to remember, like I said, it's 162 games. 1 game against the Dodgers in June does not define the season. And that's just the way we have to remember that as Met fans. And we'll get back on track. The offense is too good not to find a way to come back tonight. They're too good. And it's interesting to say because, like I said, to me, the biggest, you figured the strength coming in the season was going to be the pitching. And you knew the offense was going to be strong, but I think they surpassed most, or at least my expectations, with some of these guys we brought in. Like I said, I'm shocked about Nemo. The way he's been playing, the way he's been batting leadoff. Starling has had a renaissance, kind of. You got the plumber who's I'm the plumber. I've come to pitch hit the sink and fix that. You got McNeil hitting back at 320. You got Big Pete, even though Big Pete had a bad game yesterday with 0 for 4 for 3 strikeouts. And he's still hitting 278, still leading the team in a bunch of categories. So you know what? It is what it is. The bullpen, and if I look at it this way, the bullpen held together for those 2 innings, those 2 1/3 innings. And that's the way you got to look at it. This is a litmus test for this Giants team. This really is. This not this game, but the series that we have coming up. This is going to, I'm not saying this is going to be make or break for the Mets. All I'm saying is this is going to show us exactly what kind of team the Mets are and just how good. Because you know what? We played the Nationals, the Marlins, the Rockies, the Phillies, and then the Nationals again. So, we're coming up into the meat of the schedule. We're coming up where we're going to have to, like I said, it's going to test this team's mettle. And I think they're going to do well. I mean, you got the Dodgers, you got San Diego, then you got the Angels. So it's not an easy West Coast swing. The West Coast trip is never an easy swing. It's never easy. But at least then we come home June 14th. We come home to Milwaukee, then Miami, and then we head back out to Houston for 2 games, back into Miami, then back out to Houston for 2 games, and then we got Texas, then we got Houston and Texas at home. So it's gonna be fine. We just have to hope that Lindor's injury is nothing significant. We move forward, we move on, and we go from there. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Mets sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you subscribe, if you can ring that bell, you know what it means, that'd be awesome.
Thomas, right back near the wall. It's out of